Hi, my name's Jamie. You probably already know that, but anyway, I'm here about 18 k's west of Masterton, and I'm going on a trip to climb the highest peak in the Tararuas. It's called Mitre Peak. Basically, it's Thursday today, and the weather's not great today, but it should get better as tomorrow is going to be apparently amazing, which is good. Low wind, great visibility, so it's going to be good. And Saturday is when the bad weather comes back, so I need to be on my way out by then. One thing that is a bit worrying is that I only have 3 standard hut tickets, and it says it wants you to spend 3 per one night in the hut. But since it's a little bit scratched out, maybe that's an old message, because I don't remember seeing that online. This morning I came in from Wellington, it's 2.5 hour train journey to Renal Street, which is just before Masterton, and as far as I'm aware it's about 3.5 hours to walk down all these long roads and farmland to get here, so another 4 hours to the hut. So this trip is going to be 2 nights. It's quite a decent walk actually. I intend to go a little bit further than Mitre Peak tomorrow. See some of the other mountains and ranges, just go a bit further by a few hours or something. And then come back to the hut I'm staying at tonight, which is called Mitre Flats Hut. I think I've said this in a more recent tramping adventure I filmed but still haven't edited. I'm trying to make content that's more engaging, although it seems for some reason when I'm tramping I can't think straight when I'm talking to the camera. Don't know why. Maybe I just need more practice. Who knows? Essentially this video is going to be a kind of vlog slash basic guide for climbing Mitre Peak, and yeah, just to give a little sort of convey the experience of it without obviously the viewer having to walk the whole way. So unlike previous trips that I've videoed, for this trip I'm going for a minimalistic video. I'm not going to have any maps, not going to have much information or anything like that. I should have actually looked up some history or whatnot before I went, but it's too late for that now. So I wonder what's going on over there. Shearing machine. Yeah, essentially it's going to be sort of bare bones, and to compensate for the lack of editing for context and whatnot, I have to somehow make it entertaining. Not doing the best job thus far. So anyway, my current mood or whatever is pretty good. In high spirits. It's going to be really cool. I'm going to be on the highest point in the Tararuas, and also it's the highest point in the Wellington region. Yeah, it's 1,570 something meters. So why don't I tell a bit of information that I know about this park to anyone who doesn't know. So basically it sort of consists of lots of, not really rocky peaks, although there are lots of pinnacles, but kind of grass, tussock grass covered, 1,500 meter, 1,200 meter high sort of mountain ridge lines. Lots of gnarly features. Basically what this national park is one of New Zealand's most dangerous, I think, or at least I've heard that anecdote. I know many people have died because despite it only being, there being only like 1,500 meter high, that's not too high kind of mountains. The problem with the Tararuas is that it's very rugged. All the valleys are sort of, you know, extremely rough, and there's especially if you get into the heart of it, there's lots of large rivers and waterfalls and all sorts you have to cross. But the main reason that people die, well, maybe statistically speaking it's not, but it is one of the leading causes of death, and that is well, literally just exposure. People underestimate how variable the weather can be here. Wellington, the whole area, it gets battered by southerlies, all sorts of storm systems, and it can always turn like extremely bad very quickly, and sometimes with little to no warning either. And so people just simply get stuck somewhere and freeze to death. There's always cloud, not always, but most of the year cloud covers the peaks, and that sort of, when you're walking it, it's a thick blanket of fog, and sometimes you can't even see your hands like 1-2 feet away from you. I haven't experienced it that bad, but you know, if you can't see the markers, the trail's not very clear, it's bucketing down with rain, or it's too windy to move, then yeah, that's why people die. And a lot of the like landmarks and things are named after people who have died or whatever. Like Keimhart, for example, one unpopular place, is named after a man who basically got stuck for multiple days, pinned to a rock due to the wind. And when they found him, he was super hypothermic, and they fed him whiskey because they didn't know what to do back then for hypothermia, and he passed away. So they named a hut after him near where he died. It's now an alpine refuge along the southern crossing. But where I am at the moment is kind of in the north or northeast of the range, and so yeah, I don't know the history too much of this region. I should have looked it up. I know there's been lots of plane crashes and things. Some of the hills you can find wrecks of small two-seater planes, or sometimes bigger ones. It must be very difficult sometimes to fly around here. So, one of the deadliest parks in New Zealand. I hope if you were about to zone out watching this video, that somehow keeps you engaged, because now the question is, will I survive this trip? Now, you may be thinking, okay, well, it was edited, and I'm probably sitting next to you right now watching it with you, probably, unless I uploaded this to YouTube. But anyway, just forget what I just said then. Yeah, will he survive? You know, it's kind of like the truth is out there in X-Files, but for a far less entertaining series. Yeah, Jamie goes tramping. So, I think this vlog's going okay so far. Shouldn't require too much editing. I think I struggled a lot more than I was struggling this time last time, because I'm not suffering from so much anxiety despite being in one of the deadliest national parks. Last time I climbed down a 30-meter high ladder, and it ended up being the least concerning thing that evening, and night that I went down it, because there were all these rock formations and things I had to climb down, which were far, far, far scarier. And on the topic of anxiety, the only thing I'm anxious about today is I saw 2 vans at the start of this track, and large vans, like they could hold like 14 people or something. They're all crammed into that hut that I'm staying at tonight. Just look how, it's probably hard to see because the GoPro lens doesn't really show it, but the valley walls are quite steep, and it's no wonder there's just so many slips in this park. It's another thing I didn't mention is that literally everywhere are slips. So some time has passed. You probably can tell because I'm covered in sweat and whatnot. It's just the track's just kind of like this, up and down. Some sections where there's loads of routes and things, it takes forever. I was wondering why it takes 4 hours to get to the hut. I'm no longer wondering. It's in some places it's pretty slow going. So I've finished the Mitre Flat track and made it to the bridge, which is just before the hut basically. Or I should say I survived the Mitre Flats track. Yeah, the treacherous Mitre Flats track. I mean, it could be treacherous in bad weather. Well anyway, the question is, will I survive the bridge? Whoa. So, it appears I survived. 5 minutes, I mean, in dock terms means the hut's just up ahead. So, yeah, this is the end for day one, unless there's no one in the hut and I can still film things, but probably not. Those 2 vans I saw, I just hope it's not full and there's at least 1 bunk. Otherwise I'll be rolling out the bed mat and sleeping on the floor. Yay! I always say this and it's never happened, but I shouldn't jinx that. So, day 2. I'm already at 1,000 meters. I wasn't filming before because I was chatting to someone on the way up here. He's just gone further ahead. So yeah, another 500 meters and I'm at the summit of Mitre, which is good. This track so far has it's been quite good. Not too difficult. It's mainly just up. No up, down, left, right, like some tracks can be. And I think that's featured, like that, those mountains there are the Three Kings. And I'm heading up Mitre, the highest mountain in the Taruas. Still a long way to go. So I'm planning, if I have time, to go from Mitre Peak, which is pretty sure it's that rock there, further along to this hut's called Dorsage, what is it called? Something Ridge Hut. So actually the hut is called Dorset Ridge Hut. I'm going to visit. So it's actually been really easy, to be honest. I mean, okay, so it's uphill, you're using a lot of energy, but no major obstacles. Markers missing in a few places, but otherwise fine. Look at that drop. So these are the Three Kings, and a little bit of a saddle there. Girdlestone is the name of that mountain right ahead. And over here I may be able to get, if you can see there's a hut in the distance, I might be able to get there if I'm lucky and back. But this is where I'm heading now, to Mitre Peak. Mitre summit. Made it. The highest point in the Tararuas. So I've survived. Dun dun. So I'm off my way down the other side of Mitre Peak, and that's a mountain directly ahead called Brocket and Girdlestone. I mean, that's where I'm probably heading, you know. So descending quite a bit, 200 meters or something. Now the question is, will I survive? Nah. Okay, I've said that too many times now, but if you can see, there's this little ridge where the forests, or well, it's like a whole ridge line, but part of it goes into the forest and then comes back out. I've walked that before, so it's quite cool to see today where I've been. I bet you weren't expecting that watching this video. No, I didn't hire a helicopter. Shame though. This is Mitre Peak from the northwest face, and the Wairarapa Valley, and that's Three Kings again, I've talked about before, and Tarn Ridge Shelter, which is apparently in ruins. And the Waiohene Pinnacles, I'm probably really butchering that name, apologies. Very beautiful though, the view right now. Mitre Peak over there, Masterton in the distance, Kings, and right where that little bit of cloud is Mount Hector. Yeah, so I've made it to Girdlestone, which is yeah, as far as I'm going today, I think. So I think I'm at the highlights of my trip. I think I'll definitely come back here someday. Maybe once they repair that Tarn Ridge hut in that direction, I'll stay there a night. I really hope some of these videos just convey the beauty of this location. Like, I guess I can't really fully present it, but I mean, it's just wonderful here. It was a crazy good day. Keep on cutting myself on this plant. It's like little spears. I literally fell in with my hand, just like into one, and oh Jesus, like blood is everywhere, even though it's only like a paper cut depth. So bad. So annoying rather. So there we go. Clouds rolling in. Oh. If I fall, legendary video, I'll know exactly how it happened. They're good handholds. If I find them, it is solid rock. Oh, there we are. Grass handhold, classic. This is very typical Tararua tramping, what I'm doing right now. Hopefully these videos I've just made over the last 15 minutes climbing up this face give you some impression of what it's like. Maybe they'll put you off climbing here, or maybe not. Maybe if you like climbing, this one's inspire you to come. It's not too difficult like climbing, it's just a bit steep, that's all. And there's Lida Peak summit just up ahead. So it's 6:30, day 2, and yeah, it's not quite as late as I kind of wanted to stay. I wanted to stay until like it's sort of golden hour, but I don't really particularly want to make way to the hut after dark, so I'm going to leave in another 10 minutes. It just looks so beautiful up here. Just stunning. Not sure if you can hear, but there's a river down below and you can just hear the sounds coming up the valley. Really nice. Apparently there's a giant waterfall somewhere down that valley, but I'm not going to go and try and find it. Day 2, it's almost over. Heading down now. Look at that drop. And tomorrow's the last day, but it's just going out the same way I came in, so not too eventful, but I'll film a little bit tomorrow. But yeah, essentially that's most of the video. Yeah. Must be. So, day 3. It's going good so far. Weather probably going to get a little bit worse wind-wise and whatnot as day goes on. Fortunately, I've been camping with someone, and he's offered to give me a lift to Masterton, so I probably won't be walking in any of the rain that's coming later today. But yeah, so highlight of the trip was definitely Girdlestone. It's a very cool spot, and if you have a climb mitre and you have time, you know, you got there early or something and it's a good day, it's well worth going to Girdlestone. It's yeah, and low point, I can't really think of any low point, to be honest. It was a really good trip overall. I guess I got some blisters, yeah, and I guess for someone else coming here, it'd just be weather. You gotta pay attention because it could be very dangerous and bad weather. And yeah, I'd recommend obviously transport to the start of this trek. I walked on day 1 for 3.5 hours to the start of the trek, but yeah, definitely easier and a better experience if you can get dropped off somehow. You know, hitchhiking's also possible, but never guaranteed. So in the event I somehow end up uploading this tramping video onto YouTube, Jeff, if you're watching, I thank you for offering to give me a lift to Masterton. Definitely makes this day a little bit less stressful because there's only one train, replacement bus, because the train's cancelled today, that leaves at 4:30, so I'm not in any rush now, which is good. So anyway, thanks for watching. Yeah, hopefully you haven't fallen asleep yet and that this video was somewhat watchable.